Overall, more homes are not being built. That's true, well, isn't it? You're the Treasury, you must know the figures.
In terms of what's happened with house building, following the crash there was a significant fall. It took some time to recover. We're starting to see signs of recoveries in terms of more planning permission being granted, more home starts as I understand it. But let me be the first to acknowledge there is still more for us to do.
Let me just pin you down. You are not building more homes than the last Labour government. I mean, I've got the figures here. You can look at the chart if you want. I'm afraid our viewers can't see it. Here are the. Let's just stick with completions. Here it is in the early 2000s. It was about 140,000 houses a year. Not enough. No one says the last Labour government's housing policy was great, but it did rise to almost 180,000 before the crash. Naturally, it then came down. Under you, it then stayed flat for 11, 12, 13. Only by 14 did it start to rise, and it's only now, after you've been in power for 6 years, at 140,000. You are still about 20,000 below per year where it was under the last Labour government.
Well,
and these are your official government figures, so it is not true to say you are building more homes than the last Labour government. Can we agree on that?
It is true to say that we are building more homes than the level that we inherited when we came to office.
But you inherited a crash.
But look, let me be clear. There is still more for us to do. That's why the last autumn statement had one of the biggest housing packages that this country has seen for a very long time. In terms of our ambitions on things like rent to buy.
But you only started in this year. In the past 12 months, you've only started 140,000 more homes. You're still way below the start rate of 180,000 before the crash. Now, it is, what, 8 years since the crash, and you're still way behind even the starting of new building than the Labour government was in 2008. It's not a great record, is it?
Well, I think in terms of planning permissions that have been granted, I think last year was
not showing up in the starts.
Was the best that we've had for a very long time. But look, I'm quite happy to acknowledge there is still more that we need to do. But as I say, there was a big announcement at the autumn statement last year in terms of a number of things. That's not going to come through immediately.
When would it come through?
In terms of, well, we would hope to see that over the next few years, but to some extent that depends upon the state of the economy. But yeah, as Theresa May was very clear, we're not complacent about that. There is a need to do more. We have made reforms to the planning system, which is, I think, the biggest problem that we have. And indeed, just today we're publishing a planning bill that will make further house building easier. So there's progress that we are making.